This is the main race of week 2 in New Jersey Motorsports Park Karting League. The sprint race went really well and I'm starting in the lead. And right now I'm leading the pack to the green flag of a 20-lap race. My confidence is at an all-time high as that green flag drops. My nerves were at an all-time high given that this race was worth more points than the sprint race that I posted yesterday. As you can see, I'm pushing the cart harder and harder as I have to correct a lot of oversteer. We're only in lap 1 and just like the sprint race, I'm trying to get away from the pack as quickly as possible. One cart got to my inside going into turn 1 and I was lucky enough to close the door on him. As you can see going down the straight, other cars had way more speed than me. We'll let this race play out, but at the beginning of this race, it was a huge confidence destroyer for me. I managed to stay on the inside of one of the carts, and I was trying to clear him coming into these next 2 turns. The driver in the lead, however, had the lead and was clearing me. Now that I had a clear second, I was trying to stay focused on first and just trying to keep up with them. As you can see, a huge gap had formed. I didn't want to continue battling for second because that would just slow both of us down. This was a huge difference from the last race and my confidence was kind of broken. But I was trying to stay focused so that I could catch back up to first and possibly win this race. At this point, I'm really trying to push my car to the limits and myself. But the best I'm getting out of it is possibly keeping pace with the leader. It seems like I'm really falling back from him. But it was early on in the race, so I was just trying to stay patient. And around goes another kart, completely clearing me in just one turn. On the left, you can see the race director watching me, and he does that for the entirety of this race. This race was a huge contrast from the sprint race held just moments earlier. First place had secured a huge gap between me and second, and now second place down that long straight had completely made a new gap between me and him. At this point, I'm upset and I'm frustrated, but I'm just trying to stay patient and just trying to keep my head in the game so that maybe later on I can refocus and battle for second. At this point, I'm feeling really defeated as I just watched karts drive by me with no effort put into it. This kart had no straight line speed, and because of the very long straights, I had no competition to give the other drivers. I was fast in the turns, don't get me wrong, I'd catch up to them, but I would not be able to stay by their side or stay right behind them as we entered into the straights. I've now fallen back to fourth after starting first. And after practice, qualifying, and the sprint race, all good sessions, I felt completely defeated. At this point in the race, I understood that it was my kart that just didn't have the speed to keep up, and I was waiting for the checkered flag to come out at any moment because I didn't want to drop and lose any more positions and points that I had to. Now I'm kind of out of my head, I'm not focused, and I'm making huge mistakes in the turns. And I would just like to say that I don't blame New Jersey Motorsports Park for this kart. I understand it's rental racing and this is bound to happen. From just those two karts passing me, you can see the absolute speed difference that I have compared to everybody else on the field. The first driver that cleared me immediately is already gone. The gap is huge, and the driver next to me has already left. I repassed one driver and they're already on my side. I have not cleared them. And you can see that I'm just trying to keep control of whatever track I have. In the end though, it doesn't really matter because they just cleared me down the straight anyway. I was trying to stay behind that one cart and followed him into the turn, and I just completely lost control of my cart. I lose 2 positions because of it, and I'm at a loss for words for how this race is going. Thank goodness that first cart didn't hit me because that was a close one. Even though I'm super disappointed in how this race is going, you can see I'm keeping pace with the kart in front of me. Coming out of the first half of the track, you can see I managed to get a lot of ground on the kart ahead. It's the long straights where I lose out on most of my time, and now I'm just really prioritizing trying to stay with this kart and keeping pace to eventually be able to pass, but there's only a few laps left in this race. At this point, I thought I had it, but I just butchered my exit and my kart started dropping back again, and I thought that was the end of the battle. Luckily, it wasn't. On the left, you can see one of the officials wave a white flag, meaning this is the last lap of the race. So if I were to pass this kart ahead of me, it was gonna have to be this lap. I regained all my confidence to try and make a move for this 10th position, and now it was time to attack. Coming out of this turn, I managed to clear him, and now I'm just trying to get lucky that I will make it to the start-finish line before he does. I managed to barely hold on to 10th coming across the line. I want to say again, I don't blame New Jersey Motorsports Park for this race. It's rental karting and I understand it happens. I'm going to move into next week with total confidence, so stay tuned for that.